Now, I will say this, that when you look at the press tour for Superman, it has been nothing more than a disaster at this point, based on James Gunn's political comments and how he's really going after fans on social media. He's going after fans on multiple different platforms out there, even the mainstream media right now. This press tour has been a mess, to say the least. But one thing about Superman is that we know that based on all the clips that have been released, between the teasers and the trailers as well, and through, of course, the early reactions from some critics out there, this is going to be a very polarizing and divisive movie based on, of course, what's going on with the story, what's going on with James Gunn and his whole, narrative of how Superman's an immigrant and how he's turning this into a political campaign in the actual story itself. We'll have a lot more to talk about this. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new and like this video to see future updates. You can also follow me at Mike01. I thank you all so very much for the great and kind support. So one thing about Superman, and I have to be very direct with you guys, based on what I have seen between the clips and the trailers and the teasers, I really haven't been all that excited. I mean, I think that some of you may agree or disagree with that for sure, and that's fine and all below in the comments, but when you look at their marketing campaign, I mean, they've been doing some revolutionary things here and there, such as what they did with the Eiffel Tower and different cities out there. But James Gunn, turning this into a political commentary / talking point, and how he did indeed confirm that Superman does get political in this actual movie, and how he's basically, going off at fans saying that if you don't like that, then get out. Screw off. I don't want you seeing this movie. So it's already beginning to backfire, and James Gunn is going after fans again. It's not stopping. So let's jump into this. Now, one thing about all of this is that with Superman set to release on July 11th, and already James Gunn's political comments are backfiring on him from many moviegoers, one major development going on now involves unnecessary damage control coming from James Gunn in the midst of his political comments creating divided moviegoers. Now, Gunn recently delivered the following. Listen, guys, just listen. We are in a troubling time right now where you just can't trust critics online, at all. You are going to hear a lot of angry people out there taking everything out of context that I say out of context. So who cares if we made Superman political? It's time to grow up and face reality that sometimes you have to promote a cause and embed it into the story. It just makes it richer. And if that ticks you off, then just go away. Don't see this film. I don't want you there anyway then. Look, Superman is an immigrant. He is. I don't care what anyone else says. That's what he is, and that's what he always was. Accept the facts. And how he is treated in this film, I think, will contrast how immigrants are treated in today's time. If you don't like politics in a superhero film, then walk away and touch grass. I mean, seriously, it's time to grow up. We don't need all the money in the world to make this movie a success, so don't get it twisted. If you don't like politics, if you can't stand political comparisons in a film like this, then I don't know what else to tell you. Take a walk. This Superman is the most comic accurate Superman, and it should be appreciated as such. I think as a director and a filmmaker, it's best that I don't go through social media, because all you see are a bunch of right-wing haters that want to bring down something great. It's people like that are real-world villains, and you are going to see how Lex Luthor is the embodiment of what we deal with today on social media, and the things I had to go through as a filmmaker. Guys, let me stop right there for a second. Now, number one, the fact that he says it's the most comic-accurate Superman to date, well, when you look at Crypto, I mean, talk about shifting away from source material and changing the entire breed of the dog and self-inserting his own dog into Superman is one thing. It's another thing for James Gunn to literally self-insert himself into Lex Luthor. So he's confirming that Lex Luthor is basically going to be, this social media influencer of some kind that wants to make Superman look bad, and how James Gunn sees the world of social media and how he actually implanted that into Superman, and how it does indeed get political. I find it very confusing how he keeps saying how Superman is an immigrant and he should be treated respectfully in this film. That's basically what he's saying. Now, is he talking about legal or illegal immigrants? He's not really making that very, very clear, but he's saying that Superman is an immigrant, and how he's treated in this film compares to how immigrants are treated in today's time. That's basically what he said there. And it kind of sounds like he's talking about illegal immigrants. I don't really know. He's not making that clear, but moving on. Trying to make people look bad, he says, is going to be one of the themes in this film and how it connects to social media. He's talking about Lex Luthor, by the way. But back to Superman as a person. Yeah, he's an immigrant, whether fans like that or not, and how it plays out in the film from the human perspective. He is an immigrant. It's just that he's this alien that crash landed on this alternate Earth. It's not just that. He came here uninvited and built himself up to contribute to society. So there are many tones in this film. You can call it what you want. You can call it messaging or whatever. One side of the country will call it that and wants to call it that. But I consider it a love letter to humanity. This is why sometimes bringing in politics into a story is a necessity to really connect with the audience and to really stir up emotions and to, connect with Superman at a human level. Obviously, haters are going to take all of this out of context, and they will because you just can't trust reviews on social media anymore. I say see this film first, ignore the reviews, let's end this era of judging a book by its cover before even opening it, and we can end this era together if we really wanted to. Superman isn't just a film, it's also a story about the wrongs in society today. Now look, again, it seems like James Gunn is really just becoming very self-entitled when it comes to his involvement in this movie. Have you noticed that there's more interviews focused on James Gunn than David Cornsweet, for example? I feel like I've seen James Gunn's face more than David Cornsweet's face when it came to interviews, the entire press tour, everything, that's happening in between here. And now, seemingly, James Gunn and his entire team, and some of the cast members even, are beginning to try and really bait people into getting very angry by making such comments like this about how Superman's getting political. We dragged politics into this story, and it sounds like that James Gunn just doesn't really care how this movie turns out at this point. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what they're trying to do. We know that Variety, I don't know if you guys saw what Variety did. They put out a piece out there that quote-unquote MAGA people are getting bent out of shape. But again, we know that this movie, when you're doing anything political or when you bring up political talking points, it really does backfire. And the fact that he's pulling a Rachel Zegler here by saying, if you don't like politics in a superhero film, then get lost and get out or screw off. That's what he's saying. And again, we know that this movie, if it had done things correctly with the marketing campaign, or should I say the press tour, things may have been a little bit more calmer right now. But right now, there's a lot of divisive moments going on between James Gunn fans, between general moviegoers, and also just casual Superman fans. There's a lot of different groups out there that are very divided right now based on James Gunn's comments out there. And we talked about this yesterday. That's exactly why Warner Brothers is freaking out, why David Zaslav, the CEO of WB, is really just in a mess right now based on what Gunn did and how he went out of control and made those ridiculous statements. And again, take it as you will, you can take it in different ways, but James Gunn really just never seems to actually get a clue and decides to go off the fence yet again. Overall, I would like to hear what you all have to say about this below in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel, and I will catch you guys later.